What did they say about the Japanese standard?
They said they weren't going to sell them to me until they've had a chance to look them up.
Sell the right item the right way. American arbitrage. If you've watched any of my videos, you know me. I went straight for the toys. Looking for some, action figures. I was thinking that could possibly be Fisher-Price right there. Maybe Imagine X stuff. It was generic, so unfortunately not worth much of anything. Continue to look, but there's a bunch of preschool toys here. It wasn't the best weekend in general for toys, but I did find a few things. This, I think, ended up being a bunch of shells and play money, so not worth much. This is from Monsters, Inc., I believe. It is Disney Pixar. It was $1. It's Imagine X. It's going for about 12, 13, 14 ships, so not quite worth it. This one was worth it. I mean, it's not amazing, but it was a good solid buy. It's a Perplexus. This should go for about 12 to 14 plus shipping at Perplexus Epic. Good little find. You're going to see that I did find another one here coming up, so it's going to be a great thing I can put together. Now, I thought this might be Loving Family from Mattel, which is kind of dollhouse figures, but it ended up being generic. Here's another interesting thing I love and I've been finding a lot of lately, which is cruise memorabilia, cruise items. This is from Princess Cruise. It's just kind of like a tumbler cup. It's not worth a ton in theory, but it's hard to find, so that adds a little value to it. So I should get about 10 plus shipping, I imagine. This was awesome. This is a vintage Barry Sanders football jersey from Wilson, but the price is terrible. $30 is way too much for me to make any money on it. It's going for about $30 to $50. So best case scenario, I maybe could make $5 spending $30, and that's not a way I want to run a business. Next up, you're going to find these out and about quite a bit, and they still hold quite a bit of value. $1, Lisa Frank, Tiger, glittery, 1990s, early 90s, kind of Saved by the Bell vibe to me. That should get about $20 plus shipping. What we do when it's slow at the thrift shop. It's party. Here we go. Some DI carts, the famous carts that come out of the Deseret Industries. Found another Perplexus, which wasn't bad. I'm going to lot those up. They bring these out for about 4 hours a day, and you can find some great stuff. A little bit of competition at times for the stuff with the carts coming out, but you can make some money that way. I ended up getting the Perplexus. I'm going to lot it up. Hopefully get $20, $25 plus shipping with this other one. I did cut out the audio that I had in this because of the background music, but Dawn told me, hey, come check this out. She picked up a Pimsleur Spanish audio, language teaching course. Basically, there's several editions, several levels. This is level 1. The gold edition, which is a little nicer. I think there's like 12 CDs to this. Back in the day, before it was easily accessible with apps and YouTube videos to learn languages, these were really good, like 50 plus for just one. This should go, I did look it up, it should go for about $20 shipped. So for $3, I want to pick it up. People are always trying to better themselves, especially with the start of the year coming up. There's going to be a lot of New Year's goals out there, so.
We do a TikTok of that, like, we're walking in.
Next up, the Hope Chest. It's a little pricier, but they have good stuff generally, so we have to check it out for sure. When you walk in, it's a lot of kitchenware, home decor stuff, trinket stuff that I'm not personally that into, so I usually move right past this. They price it too high in general anyway. So if there were something I wanted, usually it would be too high for me to even make any money on it. So I moved through that pretty quickly. Coming up here, I did see something I thought was maybe Thomas Kincaid. A lot of those lighthouses things are, but it was not. That's not totally generic, but not worth much. Champion stuff. This stuff is hot right now. This has been open. But at $12.50, I thought I could make a few bucks because they're going for about $40 new shipped. Next up, we're in the toy section. I love the toy section. Bags of toys when I can find them. That's just garbage. And the toy section in general was not good on this trip. Just not good. I was striking out, and when I was getting stuff, it was just not amazing. Nothing I was too excited about, but a lot of preschool stuff, trinket toy stuff. I think they had some Snoopy stuff, but it was just not really that great. There's a watch tin, I think, that they put collectible watches in onto the electronics section. I had some luck last time I was at the electronics section. I got a train that was like a 1909 train station that was like an alarm clock that was worth about 80, 90 bucks. Still hasn't sold. There is an Apple thing, but they just want too much on a lot of this stuff as well, which is another issue. I also got a nice like handset telephone here last time, which I sold for about, I think, $20, $25, and I bought for $3, I believe. So there is some money and stuff. You just gotta be careful. That just wasn't worth it at that price, that Kindle, unfortunately. Going on, looking at some other stuff, just a lot of stuff that is marginal, would only be worth buying if the price was really low. Of course, the Wii's would be great, but, you know, not at the price they're asking. $30 is too much. We had to stop for some lunch, and nothing beats a good mole. I lived in Veracruz, Mexico for 2 years, and I learned to love me some mole. So I'd never been at this thrift store before. It was a new experience for me. They had a lot of new stuff, new with tags, a lot of really nice crisp shoes. So I had to check them out, even though I'm not much of a clothing or shoe reseller. I have a few pairs of shoes I'm selling and a few pieces of clothing. But I typically, if I am in that, I like to stick with sports teams, retro stuff. I know enough to know, you know, $10 for this Adidas hat is too much. I just am not too into it. And part of reselling you have to learn is there's so many places you can make money, so many niches. You just have to find what you like within this business. You can keep branching out as you want to expand, but there's just so many places you can go. So if you're not interested in one area so much, you don't have to focus on it. And if you want to get into it later, you can. It's always open for expansion and new knowledge if you want to get into it. Found something in there?
No.
They're like selling the books in. Oh, they have a lot of furniture too.
$25.
That's a good deal.
Record.
Oh, that's cool.
Cabinet.
That is actually a pretty good deal. You gonna paint it?
Yeah. And then this there. It's 40. It's huge.
It is. Paint it white.
I don't know yet.
I'll think about it if you want it.
I would. I'm pretty sure I want that cabinet.
Yeah, this is a huge thrift store. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. It's not much in it that's priced right, but I keep looking myself. I went to the book section next and saw that the paperbacks were only 50 cents a piece, which is a great deal if you want to lot up and make little collections of books to sell on eBay. I found about 8 different books coming up here. You're going to see them of LDS romance novels. They sell really well. Should get about 30 to 40 bucks, I think. You always want to look out for Easton Press. This, unfortunately, at $8 really wasn't a buy for me, but you want to look out for Easton Press, the leather-bound books. This is Dickens. This is an older edition, probably only worth $13 or $14, but there's some that are worth $30, $40 that are newer. Dawn found these really cool retro, vintage Japanese candle holders, heavy cast iron, and we had to ask what the price was because they didn't have any tags on them. So what did they say about the Japanese candlesticks?
They said they weren't going to sell them to me until they've had a chance to look them up.
Yeah, if that happens, the best bet is just to pass on it, unless it's amazing and you think there's a lot of room to make money. We're just kind of guessing based off experience that it's probably worth 30 or 40. And you find anything out on it?
Nope.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to find anything, and they lost a sale. They probably could have got $5 out of them, you know, or put it on eBay themselves, which would be great if they want to do that and make the money. But if they're not going to be willing to do that, I would sell to people, especially random stuff like that want to buy. That's what I would do.